30 seconds. 30 seconds. I got it. Woo! Thirty seconds. Ten seconds. Shoot.
Put himself into that position, not be the boss. Let your coach be the boss, because when you fight, it's a very unpleasant environment. Like, you don't control nothing. You know, there's a lot of stuff that happens. You try to control as much as the things that you can control, but there's a lot of stuff that you do not control. So you want to recreate that environment. But if you're trying to always control everything in your training the way you want, and not let your coaches do that for you to put you in hell, that's a problem, because it's not reality. Right. You need to prepare yourself for something that resembles as much as you can what you're gonna be put into.
The sound of bone hitting leather echoed through the gym like a gunshot. Conor McGregor didn't just land a strike, he sent a message that vibrated through the floorboards. The look in his eyes wasn't just intensity, it was pure, unadulterated malice. He stared directly into the lens, drenched in sweat, and whispered a warning that chilled everyone to the bone. This wasn't the billionaire playboy we've seen on yachts lately. This was the predator that tore through the featherweight division a decade ago, and he has a specific target in his crosshairs. The world just stopped spinning because the King of Dublin is officially back, and he is clearly looking for blood before UFC 329.
Watch my right there.
People thought the fire had burned out after the leg injury and the long layoffs. They claimed he was too rich to fight and too comfortable to bleed. But the latest training footage tells a completely different story. Every movement is fluid, every strike is calculated, and the explosive power that made him a double champion looks more lethal than ever. He's not just hitting pads, he's trying to put holes through them. The intensity level has shifted from professional athlete to a man on a mission of absolute destruction. If you listen closely to the rhythm of his breathing and the snap of his punches, you realize he's found that dark place again. Max Holloway needs to be very careful.
Yeah, so, and roll, and hook, yeah.
The warning wasn't just verbal, it was physical. In the clips that surfaced, McGregor is seen utilizing a new, terrifying training methodology that focuses on terminal impact. He's not just sparring. He's practicing the art of the finishing blow with a clinical precision that we haven't seen since the Aldo fight. His coaches are staying quiet, but the footage speaks volumes. The speed of his lead hand has returned to its peak, and that signature left cross is landing with the weight of a sledgehammer. It's a terrifying sight for anyone in the division, especially for a man like Max Holloway, who prides himself on his legendary chin and durability in the cage.
Control right. Bam, bam, wah, bam. Yeah. Right hand. Ha, 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 ha. So you go, bam. Yeah, this is hard. Yeah, because he give you right. Boom, he goes walking. Okay? You deliver. Yeah, feel it. That's because you see the point. You understand me? I see how it goes. Boom. That's why I want more open to the body. Wah, 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 wah. Very good. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Yeah, watch that elbow.
You think Conor wins?
Absolutely. It's not an easy fight. Max is very good at what he does. He's obviously been in there against the best guys in the world repeatedly over and over and over again. But whilst Conor's been inactive, the hunger will start to thrive in his mind and in his skull. And at 170 pounds, I think this fight's very, very interesting. I think it's very interesting. Conor's going to have the knockout power.
Max and trying to get into his head, doing the whole thing about how he's his son, etc., etc., etc. Do you truly believe he thinks he's the same fighter that he beat?
I think he thinks it. I think he's wrong. But like,
do you actually think he believes that though? Come on, like,
yeah,
he's not
Conor
an idiot.
McGregor is a deeply delusional person. And you know, like, we don't have to go down this particular side of this road too far, but like, of the things that I think he doesn't believe that he's saying in that interview, I'm much more inclined to believe that he is pretending when he's talking about, I no longer care about the material things in life, and this doesn't matter to me. I am a man of faith, and I'm not going to talk numbers because that doesn't mean anything to me. If we're picking like an order of things that I think are bullshit, I think that one's much more transparent bullshit than Conor McGregor, notorious weirdo, believes that his opponent is beneath him. That rings incredible.
Max Holloway is currently riding the highest of highs. After his historic knockout of Justin Gaethje, he's the BMF champion and a literal folk hero in the sport. But McGregor seems offended by Max's success. He sees Holloway as a placeholder for the throne he never truly lost. In his latest training session, Conor was heard shouting that the chin will crumble. It's a direct shot at Max's greatest attribute. Conor isn't just preparing for a tactical chess match, he's preparing for an execution. He wants to be the first man to truly put Max's lights out, and the way he's training right now suggests he has found the exact mechanical flaw to make it happen.
Max. It seemed like you had the pick of the litter. Why Max?
Again, they picked that.
Oh,
they picked that.
All right.
I had the date. They picked it. It just became Max. They didn't like the way the shape of the other bout went. There was a lot of
The BMF.
yeah. Well, you know.
Was Oliveira discussed at any point?
No.
Diaz?
No. It just felt the only one that was there was Holloway.
Really?
Just landed on
Praches?
Holloway.
What was the story with Praches?
Praches, Praches, that how you pronounce that?
Yeah, that's the Brazilian.
Listen, they said to me about him. I said, yeah, no problem. Send the contract. So I'm saying, yeah, for about 2 weeks. Where's the fucking contract? No contract came. Do you know what it was? They wanted me back down at £155.
Okay.
So I think they were trying to throw names at me to say, well, I said, oh, yes, no problem. So your man went 5 rounds with Gary. I seen the fight. Little whippy southpaw. So, yeah, no problem. I'm a £170 at the minute.
The history between these two is legendary, but Conor is making it clear that the past means nothing. When they first fought in 2013, Conor won a dominant decision despite tearing his ACL mid-fight. He has held that over Max's head for years, but now Max is a different beast entirely. He's a veteran, a former champion, and arguably the most dangerous striker in the UFC. Conor knows this. That's why this training camp looks so different. There are no distractions, no luxury cars in the background, and no whiskey bottles on the table. It's just raw, primitive violence being refined into a science. He's training to end a career, not just win a fight.
No numbers out of me, no.
All right. What did you make of Max's energy? The interview that you did with Rogan on Sunday, he's very confident.
Bit rude, wasn't it? He's confident. I didn't see that.
You didn't
Look, Max is all right. Max is good. Max is my son. I sunned Max when we fought those years ago, and I'm going to do so again.
He's gotten a lot better since you last fought. Would you not agree?
I don't think so.
Really?
I don't see much.
Since 2013?
No, I don't see much. I don't see much difference, no.
Really?
No, not so much. Same reaction, same movements. Listen, Max got better after he fought me. He added more moves to his game, but even still, there's only one. So I'm not going to say I don't rate him. I don't rate any of them. So it's on me now, with my date set, to go and show that. And that makes me...
What's truly scary is the grappling evolution shown in the new footage. McGregor has been working with elite wrestlers and high-level black belts to ensure that he's not just a one-trick pony. In one specific clip, he's seen tossing a much larger training partner with ease before transitioning into a brutal ground-and-pound sequence. He's using his increased muscle mass from the recovery period to bully people in the clinch. He's sending a message to Holloway that there is nowhere to hide. Whether the fight stays standing or goes to the mat, Conor is promising a level of physicality that Max has never encountered in his entire storied career.
Conor would get drunk at a press conference in front of you. Like, Conor doesn't run from the fact that he could be a wild man. I mean, I'll just share with you, nobody in the history of the world has used cocaine. Something that can kill you. Something that can imprison you, but didn't take a drug that could help you, right? Nobody, ever. I remember when Jones got hit with this. I remember talking to Rashad about it. Jones got hit with cocaine. I said, Rashad, he's on steroids. Rashad said, man, I don't think so. You know, how can you say that about John? I said, Rashad, he got caught taking an illegal substance that could have overdosed him. Why would he not take something that would help him? And I just remember, but I remember Rashad going like, he didn't have...
The "he's dead" comment wasn't just hyperbole for the cameras. Sources close to the camp say McGregor is obsessed with the idea of a perfect finish. He has been studying Max's recent fights with a level of detail that borders on the psychotic. He's looking for the milliseconds where Max resets, the tiny gaps in his high-volume guard. Conor's new training involves reaction time drills that are light years ahead of what he was doing for the Poirier fights. He's sharpening his senses to a razor's edge. He wants Max to feel like he's fighting a ghost, someone who is always one step ahead and hits with the force of a natural disaster.
I offered you that with Conor because as an athlete, you would rather be branded a drunk, or you would rather be branded a cocaine user than you would want to be said that somebody tried to cheat the sport. That is a huge insult that somebody that did not do that would not want attached to them, and frankly, when it deserved to. And performance-enhancing drug has always been a tough one for me. I got asked about that in front of a commission. Sheila, have you ever taken a performance-enhancing drug? And under oath, I told the commission, I have never taken anything in my life that I didn't have a reasonable expectation would enhance my
The
performance.
psychological warfare has already begun. Conor has been posting cryptic messages and then deleting them, keeping Max and the rest of the world on edge. But the training footage is the real psychological weapon. By showing himself in such peak condition, he's forcing Max to rethink his entire strategy. Holloway is used to being the one who dictates the pace, the one who breaks people with volume. But how do you break a man who looks like he's made of iron and moves like lightning? Conor is playing with Max's head before they even step into the arena, making him question if the McGregor of old has finally returned to reclaim his crown.
You think Conor wins?
Absolutely. It's not an easy fight. Max is very good at what he does. He's obviously been in there against the best guys in the world repeatedly over and over and over again. But whilst Conor's been inactive, the hunger will start to thrive in his mind and in his skull. And at 170 pounds, I think this fight's very, very interesting. I think it's very interesting. Conor's going to have the knockout power.
Look at the way his lead leg is moving. After that devastating break, many thought he'd never kick with power again. Instead, he's throwing calf kicks and head kicks that look faster than they did in his 20s. He's integrated a new snap into his shins that sounds like a whip cracking. This isn't just rehab, it's a complete structural rebuild of his fighting style. He's using the titanium rod in his leg as a weapon of its own. He's warned Max that the first kick that lands will change the entire trajectory of the fight. It's a bold claim, but looking at the bruises on his sparring partners, it's a claim that Max should take very seriously. The atmosphere in the Dublin gym is described as militaristic. There's no music, no laughing, and no outsiders allowed. Conor is surrounding himself with a small, tight-knit circle of killers who aren't afraid to push him to his limits. They aren't there to be yes men. They are there to try and break him, and so far, he's the one doing the breaking. This level of focus is what made him a global superstar in the first place, and seeing it return is sending shockwaves through the UFC. Max Holloway might be the BMF, but Conor McGregor is reminding everyone that he is the one who created the blueprint for that level of notoriety. There is a specific drill in the video where Conor is blindfolded, reacting only to the sound and wind of incoming strikes. It's a high-level neurological training technique designed to heighten his spatial awareness. This isn't the kind of stuff you do if you're just looking for a payday. This is the kind of stuff you do when you are preparing for the fight of your life. He's trying to eliminate every possible variable that could lead to a loss. He's told his team that Max is a dead man walking because Max relies on his chin, and Conor is training to make sure that chin is no longer an option for him to rely on. Max Holloway's durability is the stuff of legends. He's never been knocked down by a strike in his entire UFC career. That is the record Conor is obsessed with shattering. In the new training clips, Conor is seen working extensively on angle-breaking shots, punches that come from positions Max won't be able to see or anticipate. He's training to bypass the guard entirely. The warning is clear. Max's streak of never being dropped is about to come to a violent, definitive end. Conor isn't just looking for a win. He's looking to take Max's soul in front of millions of people at UFC 329. The weight class is another major factor. Conor looks massive, yet he's moving with the agility of a lightweight. This scary new version of McGregor is a hybrid of his featherweight speed and his welterweight power. He's found a middle ground that looks absolutely devastating. Max has moved up and down, but he's never faced a version of Conor that is this physically imposing. Every clinch, every shoulder strike, and every heavy-handed exchange is going to feel different this time. Conor is training to use his size to crush Max's spirit, literally leaning on him and making every second of the fight an agonizing struggle for breath. Critics will say we've heard this all before. They'll say every training camp looks good on Instagram, but there's a visceral difference in this footage. You can see it in the way his feet grip the canvas. There's no hesitation. There's no favoring the injured limb. He's planting and rotating with 100% commitment. That kind of confidence only comes when the body is fully healed and the mind is completely synchronized with it. Conor is sending a warning that the old Conor is gone, and this new version is something far more dangerous. He's not looking for fame anymore. He's looking for the respect that comes with absolute dominance. Max Holloway is known for his incredible cardio, often outpacing his opponents in the later rounds. But Conor's new training regimen includes high-altitude endurance work that is designed to match Max's output. He's not just training for a first-round knockout. He's training for a 25-minute war of attrition. He wants to beat Max at his own game. The warning to Max is simple. Don't expect me to tire out. If the fight goes deep, Conor is promising to be just as dangerous in the 5th round as he is in the 1st. This is a terrifying prospect for a volume striker who usually relies on his opponent's fading. The precision of his left hand in these new clips is almost supernatural. He's hitting a moving target the size of a coin with perfect accuracy over and over again. He's calling it the sniper protocol. He knows that Max is hittable. Max is willing to take 2 to give 1. Conor is training to make sure that the one Max takes is the last one he remembers. The footage shows Conor countering with a level of speed that seems to defy physics. He's letting his partners throw everything at him, only to slip and rip a counter that would put most people in the hospital. Max is in for a very long, very painful night. Social media has been ablaze with reactions to these clips. Fellow fighters are weighing in, and the consensus is that Conor looks scary. Even his detractors are admitting that the snap is back in his strikes. This isn't the sluggish McGregor we saw in the second Dustin fight. This is a man who has recaptured his timing. He's telling Max to enjoy the BMF belt while he can, because once they step into that cage, the belt won't save him. Conor is coming to dismantle the legend of Max Holloway piece by piece, and the training footage is just the first chapter of that story. There's a dark energy surrounding this camp. Usually Conor is seen laughing and joking with his teammates between rounds. Now the cameras show him sitting in silence, staring at the wall, visualizing the destruction. This level of stoicism is new. It's as if he's already fought the fight 1,000 times in his head, and the outcome was always the same. He's warned Max that he's dead because he's already been defeated mentally. Conor is trying to manifest a victory so violent that it wipes away all the doubts of the last few years. He's not just fighting Max, he's fighting his own legacy. The technical details in the footage reveal a shift toward more destructive grappling. Instead of just looking for positions, Conor is looking to inflict damage on the ground. He's practicing elbows from the top that are designed to open up massive cuts. He's told Max to bring plenty of towels because there's going to be a lot of blood. This isn't just trash talk, it's a tactical promise. He wants to make the fight so gruesome that the referee is forced to step in. He wants to leave no doubt about who the superior martial artist is. The intensity of his ground and pound drills is truly disturbing to watch. One of the most telling moments in the new training footage is Conor's footwork. He's bouncing on his toes with that same karate-style stance that baffled his opponents during his rise to the top. He's regained the in-and-out movement that makes him so hard to hit. Max thrives on opponents who stand in front of him and trade. If Conor can maintain this level of mobility, Max is going to be swinging at air all night while getting picked apart from the outside. The warning is clear. Max won't be able to find him, but Conor will find Max every single time he closes the distance. The stakes for UFC 329 couldn't be higher. For Max, it's a chance to avenge a loss and prove he's the greatest of all time. For Conor, it's a chance to prove he's still the face of the sport. The pressure is immense, but Conor seems to be thriving on it. He's told his inner circle that this is the best he's ever felt, even better than before the Alvarez fight. If that's even 50% true, Max is in serious trouble. The training footage isn't just hype, it's a manifestation of a man who has nothing left to lose and everything to prove. That is a very dangerous man to stand across from. Every strike, every sprawl, and every stare down in the gym is a building block for what Conor believes will be his greatest masterpiece. He has reinvented himself in the shadows, away from the prying eyes of the media, and now he's letting the world see just enough to be terrified. Max Holloway has been warned. The scary new training isn't just for show. It's a prelude to a performance that Conor believes will end with Max looking up at the lights. He's not just coming back for a fight. He's coming back to remind the world why he became the biggest star in the history of the game. In the end, this isn't just about a fight, it's about a rebirth. Conor McGregor is trying to prove that you can go to the moon and still come back to the trenches. Max Holloway is the ultimate test of that theory. If Conor's scary new training translates to the octagon, we are about to witness the most improbable comeback in the history of combat sports. But if he's wrong, and the warning was just bluster, the fall will be harder than ever. The world is watching, the stage is set, and the only thing left is the violence. Whether you love him or hate him, you can't look away when the Mac is back.